Tonight, NBC5 investigates an unprecedented tactic being planned by the Trump administration to step up deportations of undocumented migrants and immigrants.
It's an alliance between the immigration agency known as ICE and the IRS. Investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy is joining us with what this is all about and what this means here. Chuck?
Alex, Marion, well, some consider this an ICE secret weapon. The agency behind mass deportations by the Trump administration using income tax records to track down undocumented immigrants. For years, the IRS was considered hands-off to law enforcement agents, especially anybody from Customs and Border Patrol. Tonight, NBC5 investigates this tactic by the Trump White House, now in the works, what it could mean and why it could cost you. Even with these ICE arrests since President Trump reclaimed office, total deportations are well below the promise. Now the administration is reportedly close to a tactic that could drive up mass deportations, centered on this federal agency, the Internal Revenue Service, with a wealth of personal records ICE wants to use to trace undocumented immigrants. Because tax records have historically been held close, critics consider this an abnormal alliance between ICE and IRS, using taxpayer data for immigration tracking to bolster mass deportations. According to one tax expert, it's unprecedented. And it might also be surprising that these individuals being deported actually filed taxes. But the numbers are astounding. Undocumented in the U.S. said to pay $97 billion each year in federal and local taxes. 6 states each raise $1 billion or more, including Illinois, where undocumented immigrants pay $1.5 billion. Experts tonight point to an ICE-chilling effect on tax-paying immigrants. If the IRS data does help drive up deportations, the question will be at what cost, not only in possible lost tax revenue, but also the sanctity of taxpayers' private information.
Good point, because that could, who knows if it would ever spill over. So the question, is this even legal?
Well, the Trump administration certainly believes it's legal, although there are 2 organizations from Chicago that have filed a federal lawsuit in Washington, D.C., challenging the legality of it. There is a hearing the day after tax day, April 16th.
Yeah, it's the time we're all thinking about taxes this time.
Sure.
Are there any safeguards in place to say how far ICE can or can't go in looking for these records?
Well, there are some, but these are artificial, just put in place by the administration. For instance, only the top tier of people at both of the agencies can actually request and gather this information, but there's not much accountability here. It's never been done before, so we don't really know what it is going to look like at the end of the day.
Got it. Thank you, Chuck.
Okay.
You'll stay on it. Thank you, Chuck.
Yep.